Welcome, Brandon Hayes. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Charlie Vox. Charlie, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm well, thanks for asking. Appreciate that. Before we get started, let me just get this out of the way. Follow Charlie Vox on Instagram at Charlie Vox Official. Listen to her popular songs, Heal and Intentions, wherever you listen to music. And go to Charlie's website, charlievoxmusic.com for all things Charlie.
Yes.
Now, Charlie, it's really funny because I feel like your door is wide open. And what I mean by that is, you act, you sing, you write for others, and it feels like you just conquer everything that you touch. Is there anything else that you want to do that you haven't done yet?
Anything else that I want to do? Creatively, I guess maybe start writing maybe screenplays, different things behind the camera. I'm really interested in doing stuff like that. I don't know if people realize this, but before I even sit down to write a song, I actually creatively see the whole picture.
Mm-hmm.
So I color the picture in my mind before I actually sit down to write what I see. So yeah, I'd like to sit down and maybe start writing some screenplays. Yeah.
Has writing always been a passion for you, or is that something you just developed over time?
I think it's always and I don't know if I've always known it. My mother, she actually noticed that the little writer in me.
Mm-hmm.
I used to write these stories, and she would be like, "These stories are just fantastic," and not fantastic like in a good way, but fantastic just like in these amazing stories that I would put
Mm-hmm.
together. Like one day I came to her and I read this story, and she was just like, "What in the world?"
What was
And
the
then
story about?
well, this particular story, how about this? How about I give you a story and a picture at the same time?
Please, please.
So I drew this picture, and I drew a picture, and it was just like a box, and I colored the box in black. And I bring
Uh-huh.
the box to my mother. This is what I'm talking about, just like envisioning something and having a story around it at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
I bring this picture to my mom. Here's a piece of paper. I bring this picture to my mom, and I'm like, "Look at this picture, mommy." And she's like, "Oh, what is it?" And it's just like a black box colored in the lines,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm maybe
Mm-hmm.
about two or three. And she's like, "What is it?" And she's like, "You don't see those?" I'm like, "You don't see those people sitting at the table?" And she's like, "I don't see the people sitting at the table." "You don't see those people eating at the table, mommy?" "I don't see the people eating at the table." "And mommy, you don't see that man over there standing in the background?" "I don't see the man sitting standing in the background, Charlene. That's because the window is closed." And I'm 2 and 3 years old.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
so it's like how do I even put this together in my mind? But it's been stories like that ever since. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I never see things on the surface. I'm always looking deep below.
you have this love for writing. You never thought about really being an author, or basically writing your music. That's your author. That's your writing creativity right there.
Um, you know what? Outside of writing my own music,
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely thought about putting my story into a book,
Mm-hmm.
some type of autobiography or some type of narrative in that form. Also, other forms of narratives, but I don't know. I feel with music, I'm able to add another element to it, which is music. And, I just enjoy that. Even with writing movies in my mind, like from what I see, I don't know, adding other elements, I enjoy adding other elements to it and not just, I don't know. I feel like adding other elements to words just makes the words a lot more special. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
saying?
yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. You just
Yeah.
mentioned about, you would like to write an autobiography without giving too much detail about your story. What would the theme of the autobiography be? Is it just like trials and tribulations? Is it something motivational? What exactly would the theme revolve around?
It would revolve around patience. It would
Mm.
definitely revolve around patience. I feel like my life is very purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
Just even just the way I got here. You know what I mean? Just I feel like everybody's life is purpose. I
Mm-hmm.
have so many stories that are just kind of like just about me, you know what I mean? That people wouldn't believe, you know. I think people see this thing on the outside, they come up with their own idea about my life, and they'll think, oh, okay, you know, she's that kind of girl, or
Hmm.
she's this, you know, one-dimensional way, and they really just have no idea. They have no idea the depth. They have no idea. Yeah.
Well, what's a story, if you could just, tell me a really quick story that you can tell someone
Um,
and they just wouldn't believe. They're like, no way that happened. I need proof. I need facts. I need sources. I need witnesses. What's a story that nobody would believe?
wow. Like,
Just give
there's
me,
so
you don't have to give me
many.
the most intense one. Just give me one. Just give me one.
Okay, so let me think of an easy one and something that's kind of
Okay.
like oh wow, okay. Um, Let me think of a really good one that just kind of stands out. That's not so like oh my goodness. Yeah, because the things that I've kind of been through here in the past couple of years have been kind of I wouldn't say they've been learning experience. I will say that. What's a really really good one that
Well,
I
why do
can.
you say? Well, why you're thinking? Well, why do you think that you consider them learning experiences instead of saying a mistake? You consider it a learning experience.
Well, I feel like life is just a series of learning experiences. What are we living for if we're not learning? You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like, what's the point? What's the point
Mm-hmm.
if we're not living and learning something?
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? So if we're living and we're just going through life and we're just living, you know, like when you get to the end and you look back, if you haven't learned anything, then what's the point? You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Absolutely.
So if you have all these experiences and if they're mistakes, if you how do you know it's a mistake if you didn't learn anything from it? You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? So what's one of these fantastic stories? I mean, well, this one might be a little corny, but okay, so I was
I'll be the judge of that. I'll let you know
yeah,
if it's
just
corny
you
or
be the
not.
judge of that.
Okay, let me
So
hear it.
I was at a meeting, right? It was just this random meeting. And they were giving
Okay.
away salads, which was random within itself, right? They were giving away these salads at this meeting. I guess there was a company that came out with this new brand of salads and
Mm-hmm.
they were just handing them out, right? So I took a few, right? Because I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll take some home to my family. This is some back in New York.
Uh-huh.
So I took maybe about 4 or 5 salads. So as I was walking back to the train, get back to Jersey, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking back to the train and I see this homeless man. So I'm saying to myself, me or the homeless guy? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
obvious, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna give these salads to the homeless guy. I could pick
Right.
some up to eat, you know, when I get back to Jersey. So I walk up to the homeless guy and I'm like, sir, you know, here's a salad. He looked at that salad and was like, I don't want this damn salad, and throws the salad at me. Not only does he throw the salad at me,
Throws it at you.
the salad just explodes. This salad all over me. I'm just like, really? This is like this exaggerated moment right now, like salad everywhere.
And you
Yeah, so
consider
I mean
it.
that's like
And when that happened to you, what was the learning moment? Like, I
oh,
never give
you
a
know what?
salad to a homeless person.
I
What
don't
was?
know if that was a learning moment or if that was just like a moment. I have no idea what I was supposed to learn in that moment. But yeah,
That was a corny. I know that's quite an interesting story. I was thinking
I'm
that.
like, yo, my man, I'm just trying to give you a salad.
I think that's a big plot twist right there. But
Yeah.
what I'm thinking about your book is the way you came up musically. I know you started at your church choir. A lot of people, I feel like musically they start with their church choir. Were you forced to do it? Because I remember when I was a kid, I was forced to be in my church's play. My mother forced me. It was
Mhm.
Jamaican church, very Jamaican. I was a sheep, so she made my sheep outfit. It was a white shirt with cotton balls, and I couldn't stand it. But were you
Hilarious.
forced to go into your church choir, or you
So,
actually did it for the love of music?
you know what? I was really young, so I don't even know if I was forced or not. Like it was just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like something to do. Like I grew up in a church family. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I had a lot of clergy members in my family. My grandma was an evangelist. So we just went to church. That was something
Mm-hmm.
that we did. My mother, she always knew I could sing.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the choir was the thing to do. So I went to choir rehearsal, I led songs in the choir. And then eventually, you know, I guess I started to notice that I had this talent as well. But I mean, she was really the one that stroked it, because I really didn't think that I had this
It
talent.
really sounds like your mother is your biggest fan. Would you say so?
Yeah. Yeah, that's so. I actually, I'll tell you another cute little short story.
Please.
I was actually walking down the street and someone was handing out flyers for a pageant.
Uh-huh.
And this was me just, on my way home with a few friends, and they were like, join this pageant, like that. And I was just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, okay, took the flyer, and I
Mm-hmm.
had to be like maybe 13 years old. And I came home and I was like, here, mommy, this girl gave me this flyer for a pageant. And she was like, this is great. You're gonna do it. And I'm just like, no, I don't want to be in the pageant. And she's
Uh-huh.
like, no, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna be in this pageant. I think she knew I was so afraid of my talents at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
time,
yeah.
and she was just trying to help me, get to a point where I wasn't afraid of who I was, and
So
she helped me.
you would say your mother really built your confidence?
She helped to build my confidence.
If your mother was like totally opposite, would you think you would be where you are today, be a musician?
Not at all. Not at all. Nope. She used to always be like, it was Christmas time. Charlene, come here, come on. Sing Sister from Color Purple. Oh my gosh. Sing Amazing Grace.
Hmm.
I used to be like, oh my God, I was so tired of singing for family. I'm so tired of singing for her friends. It was crazy. My daughter, she wrote this and that and that. She sang this. She still does this.
It's so fun. I don't want to keep comparing moms, but my mother was the same way, but it was kind of the opposite though. She, whenever the family comes, like, Brandon, do that little dance you do. That's so funny. And everyone just laugh at me. But it really seemed like she saw you, and it was like a star was born ever since you was younger.
Yes.
So it kind of, she probably, held your hand a little bit doing the church choir. So
Yeah.
going past the church choir, what did you do musically? Were you in school singing? Were you like making music on the side while you were in school? What happened after church choir?
You are hitting the nail right on the head.
Uh,
So at school, I was still that same little girl that was afraid to, open up.
mm-hmm.
And I can remember at like school plays, and the teacher would give the roles to some other little girl that might have been popular. And here I am, just this quiet girl. I didn't mind being in the background. You know what I mean? I still, I'm still in the background writing songs and, helping to write and produce for other artists now. But back then I was like, quiet. I didn't mind if I didn't have the solo. But my mother was like, no, my daughter can sing. Can you please give her a church, the Christmas solo, please? She can sing Chestnuts or Roasting on the Open Fire. Yup. Let her sing that song. And then it wouldn't even be a part of the program. Okay. This would be the whole Christmas program would be going on. My mother would be tapping the piano player on her shoulder, like, excuse me, my daughter can you let her sing that Nat King Cole song, Chestnuts Roasting on the Open Fire? Yep, she could sing that. Chestnuts whatever key that is, that key. Yep, that key. She could find the key. Don't worry about it. Just call her up here and she could sing it. And then I would be like, what? I know my mother did not just tell this lady that I could sing this song.
Were you embarrassed at that time?
Mortified. What'd you say?
I said, at that time, were you embarrassed? You're like, Mike, just let me do my
thing. I was embarrassed.
Yeah, because I can only imagine.
Yo, but my mother was paying for this school, okay? So she was like, listen, my tuition dollars going to this school. You're going to let my daughter sing this song.
What school did you go to? What school was
this? So this was like Catholic school. It was like Academy St. Aloysius in Jersey City. Yeah. So the teacher was like, okay, right. So she just, started playing, and all the students were like, her mother's forcing her to sing. Her mother's forcing her to sing. I was devastated. This was devastating to me. And my mother even says it today. All your friends were like, "Oh my God, Charlene's mother is forcing her to sing." I didn't care. So what? But you got up there. You sang that song, girl. You sang it, and I did. I sang. I did a great job. And then I wasn't afraid anymore. But I wasn't afraid anymore. I think that was the important part.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that a moment in your life when you write your autobiography? I'm gonna be the first in line to buy it, by the way. But when you write your autobiography, would you say that moment in your life kind of just turned everything? Like, you know what? I do want to take music as seriously. I do want to do music as a full-time job.
So it wasn't that moment. It was a moment in high school
Okay.
when, okay, so this moment right here, when you ask me about one of those moments, this goes down as one of the most amazing moments ever in my life.
Okay.
So the Fugees' Killing Me Softly had come out maybe it had been maybe about 5 days, right?
Classic. Uh-huh.
And there was a kid that used to sit in front of me. He was a DJ,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And he turned around, was like, better yet, the story is better. Because let me
Mm-hmm.
set the scene, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There was a
Mm-hmm.
talent show at my school,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like a preliminary thing. So you had to audition first, right? And then get in the talent show, right? So the audition was on Wednesday, the talent show was on Friday, right? So on Friday, heading to school, I lived in about maybe like 30 minutes away from my school. So there used to be traffic going across this bridge
Yeah.
to get to my school.
Yeah.
As we're driving across the bridge, my little cousin, you know Sheraya J, she's a rapper. She was
Yes.
in the
Yes. Yes.
four. That's my little cousin. So
Okay.
at the time, she's sitting in the back seat,
Uh-huh.
and I'm sitting in the front seat, and my mother is driving the car. So we're driving, we're riding. So all of a sudden, the car in front of us stops short, and we slam into the back of the car. This was on the Wednesday going to school. Boom, hit the car. Sharaya's poor little tooth goes through her lip. Oh my God, it's bleeding. It's so dramatic, right? So we don't go to school, obviously, right? So here's where it gets crazy. So they make an announcement over the loudspeaker. Charlene Gilliam will not be attending school today because she had a car accident.
They made an announcement.
I don't know why they made this announcement. That's the crazy part, right? So this was like during prayer, right? Because there was a cat. So, please keep her in prayer. You pray for people over the.
Yeah.
So now this is before like cell phones was really popping like that. So all my friends calling my grandmother's house because my grandmother lived like down the street from school. I hope I'm not taking up too much of your time.
No, please.
So they're calling. They're like, oh my God, girl, you okay? You was in a car accident. What's going on? I'm like, we're fine. We just did a little car accident. It's not that serious, right? So they're like, oh, we heard you was in a bad car accident. Oh, snap, la. So I'm like, well, I'll be in school tomorrow. It wasn't that deep, right? So anyway, everybody at the talent show was like, we're gonna dedicate this song to Charlene because she's in a car accident, right? So a good friend of mine, well, he's not really good, but he played the guitar. He was like, I'm gonna dedicate this song to my friend Charlene because she was in an accident. It was real dramatic. Anyway, fast forward to Friday, right? Yeah. I wasn't able to audition, but I was able to just perform and sing in the show, right? It was like, listen, you wasn't able to audition, but you can perform in the show. So I got together with my good friend at the time that was at the school. His name was Jay Paul. He was DJ. I was like, Jay, this is what we're going to do, right? Thinking I was like cool and stuff. I was like, so the Fugees came out with this song, right, called Killing Me Softly, right? It was like 5 days old. I was like, what we gonna do is we gonna take the beat to the bridges over, right? He's like, oh yeah, I got that. I'm gonna go to the car and get that beat. I was like, okay, good. Go to the car and get that beat. And what we gonna do is I'm gonna sing a cappella, right? Strumming my pain through his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with this song, killing me softly with this song. You know the intro.
Yeah.
And then I want you to drop the beat, cat, boom, boom. When he dropped that beat, I heard he sang a good song. The whole school went crazy because the song was hot. It was brand new. Everybody was like, oh. That is when I knew. It was that moment right there when everybody started singing, oh, whoa, everybody at the same time. And the teachers were clapping because they knew the song because it was an older song. It was that moment right
I
there.
guess that prayer really helped when you got into that accident. That prayer.
It was a prayer.
So fast forward, you what was your first single? Was it You Ain't Nothing? What was one of your first songs that you released?
So my first single, like my first single on my own was You Should Let Me Love You. That was the
Yeah.
song that I first put out on my own. And yeah, that was the first song that I put out on my own.
Tell me the emotions when you released that song. Were you like really happy, like, oh, my first song is released, or were you nervous, like, oh my God, how are people gonna take this?
So I was excited. I felt like, okay, I did this on my own. I wasn't looking for like, Beyonce's success.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just looking to just kind of like set the ball in motion.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I had good music and I just wanted the world to hear it. That's really it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So when you record music now, do you ever look back at your first song and say, man, the way my voice and just the style just totally evolved and I just morphed into a whole new artist? Or do you think you've been that same artist your whole life?
No, I definitely don't think I've been the same artist my whole life.
Uh-huh.
Definitely my experiences have shaped who I am as an artist for sure. Um, and I want my experiences to continue to shape who I am as an artist because I feel like I keep getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what's funny too about some of your songs? Some of them are listed as different genres.
Mhm.
And like when I hear the song "Heal," I think it's like a real classic R&B sound. But it's funny because it's listed as contemporary blues, and there's some
Mhm.
other songs that it sounds like R&B, and it's listed as alternative. But with the song "Heal," great song by the way, love it. Everyone should just stop right now and listen to it. But with the song "Heal," do you feel like it's contemporary blues or do you feel like it's R&B? What do you feel like it is?
So I feel like it's just a good song. And I hate that you have
Yeah, that's a good genre. Yeah,
I
good
hate
song.
right. It's just good song, good music. That's the genre. I hate that you have to, just compartmentalize these songs. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mhm,
understand why you have to do it, but I feel like I just feel like it's just a good song. You know what I
mhm.
mean? And just to have to put it in a box just kind of marginalizes it. You know what I mean?
So
Um,
when you I'm sorry to cut you off, but when you make music, you're not really focused like, okay, it gotta sound. I want to make like a country vibe song, or I want to make like a soul type song. You just like, you know what? I just want to make a good song.
I
That's
do.
the goal.
That's exactly how I approach it. I just want to make a good song. That's it. Whatever comes out, like I sit down and I just put together a song organically. Like I'm not saying, all right, we're gonna sit down and write a country song. Okay, so how does a country song sound? No, bro. No, country songs don't have to sound like that. I just sit down and write organically.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Uh, my favorite song, I think it's a lot of people's favorite song, gotta be Intentions. Tell me the whole process behind that song. Is it a story or was it just a song that you didn't really put a lot of thought into and it just became big? Can you tell me what is behind the song Intentions?
So intentions is kind of like it's like a lot of my songs have like double entendre, right?
Mhm,
So, like I said, I like to look below the surface, right? I like to do a lot of manifestation work. I feel like whatever you think and you put out in the universe is what is going to be, right?
mhm,
So, with this song Intentions, it's very important to go into every situation intentionally, right? With,
mhm.
with good intent,
Yeah,
with good intent,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So this song I wanted people to definitely get into the vibe of it, right? So
Mhm,
when you're getting into the vibe of it, all of a sudden you're starting to think like, okay, I'm listening to this song, you hearing these good vibes, but then you're also getting into the good intent of it. You understand what I'm saying, right?
mhm,
So it's kind of
mhm.
taken away from the relationship part of it. You start hearing these words like about a bad relationship, but it's really about, having good intentions for someone. That's really what it's about. Just having good intent as you move into situations.
So tell me how many times did you die and come back to life when that song was playing for Real Housewives of Atlanta to start off the show? Not even like in the middle and to start off the show. As soon as you watch it, your song is over. Cynthia was, I believe, getting a massage to start off the show. What? Tell me, how proud of yourself? Your mother must have been extremely proud. Your mother be like, That's, tell me how happy you were. Tell me
That
about
was pretty dope. So I've had a song on Housewives before, right? But
that.
this
Uh-huh.
one's a little different. I don't
Yeah.
know what this, like something happened this time, right? So I think it was because it was at the top of the show,
Yeah.
and it was the intention behind it, right? So the intention behind it, and it was at the I'm ready part, right? So that
Yeah.
I'm ready, that intro is just, it's just crazy because even when I was recording that I'm ready part, I was just really telling the, the engineer that I was ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. You can press record. You know what I mean? We just kept it because it sounds dope. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready.
Uh,
But anyway, but yeah, so I think it was just it was the placement of where the song was in the show that made it so special this time. You know what I mean? So
mhm.
yeah, I did kind of die a few times. I was like, yeah, that's pretty dope.
What? Because that just fits in, like, you just like a missing puzzle piece, like the last puzzle piece. You put it in, boom, puzzle's over. That song just
Yeah.
perfect. It's just perfect for that. Don't
Yeah.
do
I
you
gotta shout
do?
out Lovely Sounds for that. I gotta shout out my girl, Lady Luck for that. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
like how did they tell you like beforehand, like, hey, we're gonna use this for the top of the show, we're gonna use this, blah blah blah,
They
or they?
don't. They don't. They don't. It's kind of like a surprise. So you're watching TV and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna sit down and watch my favorite show. And you're like, oh wow, the song's on the show. Wow. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you didn't even know it was gonna be featured at the top of the show, but you knew it was gonna be in the show though.
I mean, yeah. So like eventually, like if sometimes you submit all your songs if you're doing that sort of thing, like if you're
Yeah.
submitting songs for TV and film and things like that, you pray and you hope that your song will eventually end up on one of these TV shows or a movie or
Mhm.
different outlet like that, some type of media like that. Yeah. So I had no idea.
Yeah,
It was pretty
once
cool.
again, I'm really repeating myself, but I feel like I have to. Song fits perfectly. Let me ask you this, and I'm also running out of time. Some of the features you
Oh.
did was, I know, I'm sorry. Some of the features you did was beautiful and acting fake. What I like about those sounds like real club songs. But going through your music, going through your catalog, you don't really make like club music. Is it fun? It's kind of like wearing a costume. Is it fun jumping in to like another genre, like that club feel?
It is. It is. That's exactly what it's like. And I enjoy doing it. And if anybody ever tells me that I shouldn't do it, then I don't even care. I love doing that. And that's what music is about to me. It's like a coloring, like a crayon box. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? With all those colors in it. That's what
Hmm.
music is to me. You know what I mean? That's what makes me the artist that I am. I love music like that. That's the kind of songwriter, that's the kind of artist I am. I love to write different type of songs and sing different type of songs. So
Hmm.
yeah, I love morphing into this club singer one day, and then this R&B singer another day, and then I might bust out a pop song or sing a power ballad this day, or do a country duo with my friend over here. So I can do it all. Sing a gospel song Sunday, or I love it.
Yeah.
I love music.
What's a better feeling? Writing a song and it becomes a great song, but you have the writing credentials, or being featured on a song?
Um,
Because you have this love for writing. Writing, I feel like, is your passion, but at the same time, music's your passion. Music is your love as
music
well.
is my passion. There's a
Yeah,
different
yeah.
feeling when you're singing a song, like when you're singing a song. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Being featured on a song, there's a different type of like the applause is different. It's
Yeah,
just because
yeah.
everybody sees you. You know what
Uh-huh.
I mean? So it I don't know. I'll take it either way. It doesn't matter if anybody really sees me. same in my spirit. It still feels the same in my spirit. It wouldn't even matter. It would.
You ever wrote a song for someone and you kind of regret, like, damn, I wish I sung that song. Like I should have been able to sing that song.
Yes. Oh no, wait. I heard the question wrong, because you know what? All I heard was, have you ever heard a song and you wish you wrote that song? Because
You know what? I know a lot of artists probably feel like that, and I know a lot of comedians probably feel like that when they hear like a great joke, like, God damn, I cannot be that one that wrote that joke. I had like the pieces, I just couldn't put it together. But no, have you ever wrote a song for someone and then
okay.
you hear that person singing, you're like, you know what? I should have sung that song. I should have been that one. Or no, everything is meant for a reason. Everything is
No,
fine.
everything is meant for a reason. There hasn't been a song yet that
Mhm.
I feel hasn't gotten to the right artist. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
okay.
I don't regret uh any song placement right now. Mm-mm.
Well, Charlie, tell me what's in store for the future. Are you gonna drop an EP? You gonna drop an album, more singles? Real Housewives of New Jersey? What is next? Tell me, please. I'm dying to know what is next on the agenda.
So, things are ever changing over here in Charlie's world.
Uh huh.
So I have an EP that is dropping very, very soon. I'm
Mhm.
actively working every day
Yes. Yes.
on this EP. Right now, I'm being a little closed-lip about it, but it's a very interesting project. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at
I'm gonna
that
leave it at
because
that.
it's gonna be a little interesting. It's gonna be a little interesting,
Any
a
of your
little
sing
throwback,
any of your
a little.
singles gonna be on the EP, or this is brand new music, or?
This is brand new music. This is
Mm,
brand new music. Yeah. So I'm very, very excited. I'm working with some hip hop heavyweights.
really?
K Cut from, yes, Main Source. Definitely my best friend and writing production partner, Curtis Richardson. Yeah. So I'm very, very excited. Yeah.
Is this gonna come out this year or
Oh, yeah, it's coming out this year. It's coming out
100%?
this year.
Gotta get ready for the
Yep.
summer. You gotta light the summer up. Come on, you gotta be able for the summer.
Summer up. About to light the summer up.
Well,
Yeah, I've been
Charlie,
quiet over here. I know. So you know when I'm quiet, I'm working.
but silent but deadly. That's all you gotta say.
Oh, yes, I'm telling you.
Well, Charlie, I thank you so much. Once again, follow Charlie Vox on Instagram at Charlie Vox Official. Listen to her popular songs, Heal and Intentions, wherever you can get music, and look out for her EP. And go to Charlie's website, charlievoxmusic.com, for all things Charlie. One more thing before I forget. I know you believe you were on the movie Lit, right?
I was. Yep.
Yeah,
They took all my dance scenes out though. That was what's up.
Oh, that's why would they do? I interviewed the cast of Lit, and I believe it was in the fall. Yeah, I believe September. Super great cast, nice cast, and it's so much fun to work with. Are you? And they said that Lit 2 is gonna be in the works. Can you tell us? Are you gonna be in Lit 2, or do you have
So
anything in?
I don't have any information about Lit
Oh,
2. Nope.
we
Mm-mm-mm.
don't know. We don't know. Well, hopefully we can all see you on
Yes, hopefully.
hopefully.
Yes.
Once again, Charlie, I thank you. Let me just say it one more time for the people. Follow Charlie on Instagram at Charlie Vox. Listen to her popular songs, Heal and Intentions, and go to her website, Charlie Vox, for everything Charlie. Charlie, I thank you so much. Really grateful for your time.
It has been a pleasure.
Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.